Hello and welcome to the ChessMate-ink channel. Today we will talk about the 5 mistakes most frequently made by chess beginners. If you notice and fix these mistakes, you will realize that the game becomes even easier. We will see these 5 mistakes on our board using the black pieces. If we're ready, let's begin right away then. White pushes a pawn to the center. Quite a good first move. But black goes and pushes the pawn on the edge. So, by ignoring the center, they start playing from the side of the board. Here we immediately see the first mistake, ignoring the center. Let's not forget that the center is the heart of the board. When you control the center, your pieces work better and reach more squares. But if you abandon the center, you lose space and your piece's mobility decreases. That's why pushing the central pawns in the opening and supporting the center with the bishops and knights is very important.
Actually, the rule is simple.
Control the center early, and the game will be under your control. Alright, we continue. White develops a knight. Black also develops a knight. White brings another pawn to the center. Black moves forward with the same knight. White develops the other knight as well. Black prefers to bring the knight back. And here we see the second mistake, playing the same piece again and again. This is a mistake that almost all beginner-level players make. A piece is developed, then the same piece is played again, then again. Meanwhile, the other pieces are still waiting on their starting squares. For example, in this position on our board, white has developed 2 knights and 2 pawns, while black has developed only 1 knight and 1 pawn. Remember, in chess, strength comes from bringing all pieces into the game. If you play one piece 3 times, your opponent develops 3 new pieces. This means a loss of time.
What black should have done first is develop all the pieces before starting an attack.
Now that we understand this, let's move on to the next mistake. White develops the bishop toward the center while preparing for castling. A very nice move. Black immediately pushes a pawn to attack white's pawn. Here we see the third mistake, attacking too early. Beginner-level players love attacking early. Pieces are brought out immediately, and they try to create a threat right away. But if your pieces are undeveloped, your opponent can easily repel the attack with their developed pieces. Solid attacks in chess are built upon a solid foundation. In summary, develop your pieces first, then attack. An attack shouldn't be rushed. It must be prepared in advance. White ignores this attack and calmly chooses to castle. Black takes advantage of the opportunity and immediately captures the pawn. Here we see the fourth mistake, exchanging pieces without thinking. The main thought is this: I can take it, so I should take it. This instinct is very common, but capturing a piece does not always mean it's good, because every exchange changes the balance of the position. You should not think, I can take it, but rather, does my position improve if I take it? If the answer is no, then you can understand that the move gains you nothing. The rule here is, you should exchange pieces only if it improves your position or worsens your opponent's. Otherwise, exchanging pieces doesn't gain you much. White simply takes the pawn with the bishop and ends the attack. Black pushes the pawn forward again. The goal is to attack once more. Here we see the fifth mistake. Instead of preparing to castle, the pawns on the side where castling would happen are being pushed forward. What should have been done here was actually to move the pieces between the rook and the king and castle as soon as possible. But black ignores castling and continues to keep the king in the center.
Leaving the king in the center is a big risk,
because the center is the area where attacks occur most throughout the game. Many new players think, let me attack, then I'll castle. But this approach usually ends badly. Attacking without securing your king is like going outside while leaving your front door open. That's why our suggestion is, do not delay castling. Safety always comes before flashy moves. While we were explaining all this, black continued the attack, and as a result, got checkmated very early. Let's repeat the 5 common mistakes that cause this so they remain more memorable. 1. Ignoring the center. 2. Playing the same piece again and again. 3. Attacking too early. 4. Exchanging pieces without thinking. 5. Delaying castling. When you avoid these 5 mistakes, your playing strength will naturally increase. Additionally, all the mistakes on the board are there. They are just waiting to be made. May you always notice the mistakes.
Don't forget to move on to the next video to continue, and to subscribe to get better at chess. ChessMate-ink wishes you chess-filled days.